Hello everyone, I hope you are all doing well. As some of you may know, I have been at university for 3 years and I've just moved back home where book storage has always been an issue. So for my graduation present from my lovely parents, they bought me 3 beautiful Billy bookcases to display all my books on so I can finally have my dream home library. And I've also got this wonderful book cart, which I think I might use for my TBR trolley or to put some little decorations on and things. I've seen a lot of different things done with bookshelves. I've seen colour order, I've seen genre, sometimes I see height, I see stacks, I see back to front. I've seen so many different things and I'm not quite sure what I want to do with it. So I'm hoping it will just take shape as I start putting books on it. The only thing I know for certain is that I want a pink shelf because pink is my favourite colour and I have so many pink books, and my friend Millie also said she needs me to have a pink shelf, so I'm thinking that might be front and centre. I might put that in the very middle. And I also want to keep one of the little nooks at the bottom free because my cat really likes sitting in there, so I thought I'd make it all cosy in there for her so she can keep just sleeping in there. I have a crazy amount of books and I'm hoping that because these are quite deep I can fit some of them behind for some extra storage. So it won't be all aesthetics, some of it will be because I need a place to put books. I do also have a little bit of space in the storeroom downstairs in a very old bookcase that my parents have let me kind of borrow, but it has quite flimsy shelves, so I'm hoping to take as many books off there as possible. Okay. Let's get going. Just so everyone can see what I'm working with, I have 3x6, so I've got 18 different sections of my bookshelf to fill. I'm already overwhelmed. I think the easiest way to do this is going to be to start with one section, and I know I want to do a pink shelf right in the middle, so I think I'm going to start there. I have a lot of pink books, it's just they're not all currently in one place, so let me do that first. Okay, I've decided it's going to be this shelf here, right in the middle where everyone can see it. I'm now thinking it might be easier if I do this shelf differently, but then all of the other ones I organise by author's surname, because that way all my series that match, which a lot of mine do, will all go together, which I like the idea of. Some of these are just pink spines, which I think as long as they have books on either side will be okay. This is a new one I've got called the Delegate Dream Department, which has a shop that you can buy dreams in, which is a Japanese translated book, which I'm very excited about. It's really tiny and really floppy. If you know one thing about me, it's that I collect different Persuasion copies by Jane Austen, and they're normally all housed together on a shelf above my bed, but this one is such a beautiful pink book that I think it might look quite nice as like a central piece on the shelf. We'll have to see. Okay, I'm just gonna start. Maybe I have one facing forward. That's what a lot of people do. And then some of the bigger ones, or should I do a stack? There's too many options. Maybe I do it with a stack. I can also put some behind. I don't want to lose that space. I think I have a lot of pink non-fiction as well, so you can always just put stuff behind it for storage. Is that looking cute? I feel like this would be cute with something on top, maybe. She must be mad. This do I keep this out because it's part of a series? And the series look really cute together. Except I have 1 hardback and 3 paperbacks. That also might be annoying. There's too much choice, which is a nice problem to have, but does that one go as much? I don't think that goes. That's kind of purpley. It's slightly bigger than all of the other ones. That's so annoying, but not this big. The plan is already falling apart. New plan. We're going to do it like a jigsaw, I think. That, I think, and then they'll be stacked like normal books. And then to finish it off, I think I'm going to do these ones in height order so that it kind of closes that gap. And I'll just be okay with the gap at the top. I actually have 3 different copies of Girl Goddess Queen. I read it twice in 24 hours when it came out. I'm now reading the next, not sequel, but other great mythology book by B. Fitzgerald, The End Crowns All, and I'm loving it. This one's Hades and Persephone, and the new one is Cassandra and Helen of Troy, which is really interesting. I have 3 copies, but I think I'm just going to display the hardcover, and then the other 2, I'm going to rehome one to a friend, and then I'm going to put the other one on the like copies and lesser read bookshelf downstairs in storage. I'm very happy with that. If none of the other shelves go well, this one has. And Millie, I hope you like it because you're the one that suggested the pink shelf. I'm annoyed though because now I realise I don't have space for all of them. So there will have to be pink mixed into the other books, but I'm okay with that because I like pink. I actually don't know where to go from here. So this might be a montage of me trying stuff out. I think I'm going to try to do alphabetical order by surname. To map out roughly where I want each letter to go, I'm trying to find different series that will match and just put them roughly where I think they will go, and then I'm going to fill in the letters between them and see if that works. We have a small issue, and that is that I don't like the differing heights of the hardbacks. This is annoying to me. Do I change it? I've had a think and I want them to be the right heights. So what I think I might do is roughly group them by surname, but only until the heights are wrong, and then I'll switch and do maybe a stack that way of a different height and see if that looks okay. Like this. And then the ones that are that height go up the way, but then I'm losing space here. The idea of just ramming them all onto the shelves is getting more and more realistic. All I know right now is I don't want a rainbow shelf. I don't think that's my style. I don't love how they look. And it especially looks messy if it's not all rainbow, if it's just like one little section. So I just want to stay away from that. And whatever else happens will happen. Why do these look so cute together? But they're not by the same author. What if I just put them together? Who's gonna know? And then when I get more of Rachel Cusk's books, it'll look even better. Never mind that, because I've just realised they're slightly not the same height. Because this, I remember, because I got this in America. Oh! Okay, I went away and I had a little think, and I realised surnames is not going to work for me because it was too hard with the paperbacks and the hardcovers. So what I'm going to do instead is go purely off vibes. I'm going to group the series that look good together, and that way I'll still be able to find like all of those at one time. Everything else is just going to be multicolour, but whatever looks cute and whatever seems to go together. Maybe slightly genres, maybe just not. This is the issue. This is what I don't like. No more review. I could just alphabetize the paperbacks. This is what I mean. These have a similar vibe. Clark and Ashby don't go together, surname-wise. The colours don't go together, but the vibes do. I hate that this one is just slightly longer, but I don't think it'll matter once everything else is on. I'm thinking I do a subsection for my current obsession, which is women who do wrong and possibly become monsters, but we love them anyway because they all look very cute together. Never mind, yet again the American books are sabotaging me. And then to extend that, I think I'm going to make this shelf books that are also kind of weird. Zombies, but Romeo and Juliet, and weird god family that all try and kill each other and get caught up in a really strange, horrific adventure. This is so weird and a little disturbing, in fact quite disturbing, but I very highly recommend it. Okay, I feel good about that one. This isn't even all my books, this is half, maybe less than half. I have a lot. Okay, I've changed my mind yet again. Most of this video is just going to be me changing my mind. I think I'm going to do it roughly in genre, so have like a little romance section, a little literary fiction section, a bit of a weird section, maybe verging on horror, my pink section. I think that's going to work nicely, and then still keep series together that way. With that being said, I think I then need a Greek mythology, well no, every kind of mythology section as well, because I have a lot of those. And they don't necessarily look like some of the other books, and I have a lot of proof copies that don't quite fit in, so I think having just a space for them separately could be good. I think up here I'm going to do fantasy and sci-fi hardcovers, because I've done the paperbacks kind of across the top, so I think I'll keep that all together. I did another trip down to the storeroom because now I have a more concrete plan. I know what I want to do with these. Another little niche genre that I want to put together is Japanese translated fiction. I have a lot of them, and a lot of them have cats on the covers, so I'm hoping that they'll look nice together. Because of my lack of storage, it's very hard to find all three of a trilogy or however many of a series, but luckily the romances I've kept together mostly. Cutesy romances are definitely going to be double stacked. I think I'll keep all the separate like standalones at the back, and then I'll do like the Brown Sisters trilogy or the Tessa Bailey ones at the front so that they all match. I'm going crazy because I just saw the fourth one and now I can't find it. Are we seeing my vision with the fantasy at the top? Oh, are they too dark? Is that going to make it look short? It's too late now. It's fine, I found the Caraval series and I feel like they're going to brighten it up a little bit. I also don't know how to stack them that way, because does the first one go at the top, I guess, so you read them down? I think I like that more. There's books like Dance of Thieves and Enchantée where I don't have the next books in the series in paperback. I want the second one of this because I loved it and I want them both. But I think for now I'm going to hide these because otherwise they look a bit strange on their own on the shelves. Another book for the really, really weird pile is Ripe by Sarah Rose Etter. I underlined so many sentences in this book, literally the first page has one, because it is beautifully written, disgusting and kind of in parts, but so insightful about the kind of churning people in and out of businesses kind of world we live in, just like we're all cogs in a machine. Pregnancy is a big thing for me. I tend to avoid it in books, but I didn't mind so much in this. There were certain parts I had to kind of skim read, but yeah, check trigger warnings. In fact, for this whole shelf, check trigger warnings. Dare I say, I've got through a lot of these. There are way less on the bed now. Very happy with myself. This is just how it's looking so far. So we've got romance, fantasy across the top, my little pink shelf, literary fiction, mythology will be here, Japanese translated fiction here, maybe poetry, and then the kind of weird books, and I think horror might go underneath it to kind of like loop them in together. Due to being my favourite book in the entire world, I think The Starless Sea deserves to be, at least on this shelf, front and centre. I think the bottom shelves are going to be non-fiction and magazines and a little place for bubbles. But I'm thinking I might have room for a witchy shelf as well because I have a lot of those books. Just a couple of recommendations. If you haven't checked out Crystal Sutherland, then what are you doing? Just a quick couple of recommendations. If you haven't read Crystal Sutherland's witchy YA books, where have you been? Loved House of Hollow, loved Invocations even more. This one is about 3 girls that team up to kind of raise the dead because a serial killer is going around killing only women with power. This copy is very special to me because it is the first copy that Crystal Sutherland signed of these because I met her last summer and she's so lovely. She's so lovely and she is an amazing writer. Okay. I found all the books I want on the mythology shelf. It is mostly Greek mythology for now. I don't quite know what to do with this one. Everything is a different size because some are proofs, some are hardcovers, some are paperbacks, some are special editions. I have a tiny French one of Circe, but I don't want loads of copies of Circe on here, and also it just was gonna look so weird. There's not even similarity in the authors because that's Natalie Haynes's Stone Blind and that's her A Thousand Ships. It's a little bit annoying, but they're both so pretty, so we'll forgive them. They also sometimes do the proofs differently, so this is the proof of Clytemnestra from last year, and this is Babylonia by Costanza Casati as well, this year. And again, very different, different sizes and different text and stuff, so we'll just see where they fit. I think for now that's the best I can do. I have a couple more, so I'll have a pick back for here and maybe some on the top. I've moved us down to the bottom shelves because I'm pretty happy with how the top's looking. So now I'm going to move on to, I think, Gothic and witchy books, Japanese or different translated fictions. Poetry, I think, because I have quite a substantial collection of those books now. Still not quite sure about this one. It might be just kind of a little bit of historical fiction and like a bit more literary fiction following on from the other shelf, because I still have some that didn't fit so well in there. And then I'm going to do non-fiction and magazines at the bottom. You won't believe it, but I finally found A Touch of Chaos, so now that shelf at the top is complete as well. This shelf has kind of become not so much feminist fiction, but just like women and their stories, because it's a lot of what I like to read. It's a bit of historical fiction, a bit of contemporary, memoirs, holiday romance, but more lit fic kind of style, so very happy with this one. Just need to find the rest of them because I know I have more. I'm currently putting all of my magazines in here. It's really annoying because I can't find issue 45, but I have all of the other issues, which is really annoying. I absolutely love this magazine. I don't think they do it anymore. I think 47 was the last ever issue because it was the 20th anniversary. But if you can find them, they're stunning pieces of work. 44, 43, 42, and 41. They only fit in this way, but that's fine. For now, the translated shelf is looking a bit sparse, but I did also find The Cat Who Saved Books, which is a very sweet read, and Bookshop in Algiers, which is a very interesting read. So that's all that's going to be on there for now. I'm actually running out of room on the witchy shelf a little bit, so I'm going to veer into my horror and gothic. In fact, these are kind of gothic, so I might move them down and just keep this as witches. But I've also got some more books that are a bit more gothic historical. This is a collection of short stories which is all about women and witchcraft. Manning Tree Witches, another historical one. Oh, and wait, do I have the second one? It must be downstairs. Nikita Rogers writes a really good series called Whisper of Witches. I need to read the sequel, which I have downstairs, but the prequel, oh, maybe I even loved it more than the first one. So kind of hard to read, but really, really good, about just the witch trials and the history of the area. This is a more contemporary one, but again, very good. I wouldn't say I read loads of YA books, so I think just one shelf will be enough. Some of it, do I have any of it in the romance bit? No, I'm going to do it separately. I'm going to have adult romance, then I'm going to put all the YA ones here so they're separated. And I think because the pastel colours are a lot, having them separate sides and separate levels will kind of space out the colours on the shelf. Okay, I'm pretty happy with where I've got to. I've got in my horror and gothic section, the few crime books I have for now. I need to find the rest of the Richard Osman set because I have the 3 others. And then just a little YA corner. And yeah, I knew the bottom shelves would be less full because I have to decide how to group those more obscurely, but that's fine. So the last thing I'm going to do before I lose the light is I'm going to make Bubbles her little box in there to sleep in, because she's followed me upstairs and is actually just currently lying on all of the books. Bubbles is trying to make this as difficult as possible. If you can hear thunder, it's just started storming so heavily outside. It's just started storming so heavily outside. I can't complain because I love this weather for reading, but it might affect the sound a little bit. Filled up the shelves a little with crime, gothic, and then a little YA section, as well as finding a few more witchy books and a few more poetry ones. I wanted to find something really cute and cozy for Bubbles' little shelf, or Benny's if he wants to go in there, but he hasn't yet. And I remember that I crocheted them this little cat blanket a while ago, which I thought could be really cute. And then I also have this little pushing toy which they really like because it's really squishy. She quite often uses it as a pillow, so I'm going to put that in as well. I want to see if she'll go in. I'm going to see if she likes it. What's in there? She doesn't like the thunder. Oh, little baby. Is it cozy in there? I am so happy with that. She's purring so loudly, which makes me very happy. You cozy? I think that is the end of this video. I hope you have enjoyed watching me at least make a start on my dream home library. I'm definitely going to film a bit more because I want to talk more about my cart and what I want to put on that. I think it's going to be kind of a TBR thing. I might also put some electronics on and make it like a little station by my bed. We'll have to see, but yeah, I've just spruced up the shelves with these electric candles. Are amazing. I do love a scented candle, I love a real candle, but for safety and things like shelves where you can't have an open flame, they're really, really good, so highly recommend looking into those. And if you have any more ideas for my shelf, feel free to comment them below because I'd love to hear if you have a better idea. This was a very random plan in my head and I kept changing it, so very happy to take any advice. And as always, if you're reading a really good book and you want to tell me or anyone else about it, feel free to leave it as a comment with a little description or a little review because I personally read every single one. So I'd love to know what you're reading. And I will see you with another video again really, really soon.